Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Into the Breach, where we have, I think, a pretty powerful start here. A start that's going to be pretty tough for our enemies to deal with. Hey, here's a question. Do I want to maybe swap these pilots around a little bit? I'm just thinking, actually, maybe I don't want skilled on the artillery mech. We're never going to be able to make use of the HP. Yeah, hold on. Let's swap these up. So with the plus reactor, we'll get this. And then that means we have a loose reactor. Do we want to max out teleporter range? No, sorry. I just want to swap. Yeah, I want to swap functionalities. This is fine. This is good. Okay. So what is next? This island is still terrible, and it's looking worse every minute. We have some utility here and a little bit more long-range direct damage that makes me feel more comfortable trying to work through the regen scion. This has gotten really ugly. I hate those worms so much. I think we're probably skipping RST this run. We'll probably try to get through these other two. What order? I guess let's do this first. And it looks like we are getting some more lightning bolts. I'm a little worried about that leaper. Yeah, if we go over here, the leaper is going to leap onto... Actually, the leaper will have very few meaningful options. That's really annoying. Okay, well, a lot of good stuff there, obviously. Do I want to just... I'm debating between killing this thing right now, right this second. I guess it doesn't really help to kill it this second. It's going to die when the enemies attack anyway. So we should come over here. We should set you on fire. We should set this ice on fire, which will immediately drop you into the ocean. And then the swap mech just kind of doesn't have a turn. I guess I just go grab this so we don't have to worry about it anymore. Oops, that was not what I meant to do at all. I, in my head, had already reselected the meteor mech, and so I hit one and fired, and... you know what? I'll just reset. That's fine. This is still right. This is still right. This is still right. It's cool. Now we've got a shield. Shields are great. Do I want to... I don't think I want to use this teleporter. Okay. Feels like kind of a lot of dubious play from our enemies here. Maybe not the most thoughtful approaches to their problems. Well, I would rather not get that kill with the swap mech if I don't have to. Yeah, I guess I was just shooting for here, wasn't I? Well, you know, it's not actually any worse. No, let's just do this. I don't have to move you. It doesn't actually help me to move you. I don't know why I was thinking it was urgent to drop that starfish into the water. Well, we once again have a situation here where we can just drop an enemy trivially into the drink. So let's go ahead and do that. That feels pretty right. They're having a hell of a time participating in the battle. Actually, you know what? Instead of blocking spawns, well, I guess the value of doing this is pretty low given that this pilot's already at full HP, or full XP. I love the ice island. This is going very well. Okay, what do we want with the next reactor? I guess continuing to build up over here is good. Like, at some point we would like this to do contact damage. So yeah, I'll just take this for right now, and maybe we will take one bonus use on the Gemini missiles? Or like, do I want the extra movement? And is +1 move better than Fire and Forget? Yeah, like Fire and Forget, you can try to get yourself back to a central location, and it potentially gives you more total movement. But this lets you commit that point of movement after you know what you need it for, which is definitely strong. The freeze and defend both robots mission is usually not too bad. Obviously, it's going to be a little tricky with all the fire. Not much we can do to avoid an Alpha Leaper that is positioned like this. Right, trying to bait the starfish to here, which hopefully will not turn out to have been a terrible idea. Okay. How do I want to deal with the challenges posed by this? This building is under attack from so many angles. So I can't really get myself into a position to teleport the cannon mech anywhere useful. I guess I'm just going to freeze it. What else am I doing? If I have the meteor mech shoot... Okay, so you could teleport that, and that's not better. That has him hitting the defense lab. I could have the meteor mech fire here to push him to safety while we freeze this one. But that does not give me a way of solving any of my other problems. So if I did that, I would have to also... I guess I can just tank the hit from this enemy, but not in this space. We have to be so careful how we do this. Yeah, the robots are not like fireproof or anything. So let's see. In order to shoot the tile that I want to shoot, the meteor mech has to move to here. Okay, what about this? What if I just use the Gemini missiles now? We do this thing. Just splatter that dude. Also, killing the regen scion. Not really my plan, but once this thing is moved down, then I can, in fact, just have this mech stand in place, eat this attack. We use the teleporter then to teleport this mech to here, which is now open, and we freeze that one. I think that actually works out really well. So we do that. You start a fire. Yeah, that's fine. You start a fire here. You're going to take 1 damage. You get frozen. Yeah, that feels pretty clean. Okay, obviously some of this is a little less than ideal. I'm wondering about maybe doing a reset this turn so that we have 1 more movement on the swap mech, because swapping this thing to here obviously would be pretty good. It's easy enough to freeze the artillery bot. I had to figure out a way to kill you. Actually, I think it's quite doable, though. So I am going to fire an attack so that we can reset. So we do this. Here's a problem I didn't consider. Oh, no, never mind. It's fine. I was going to say, the way I was thinking about doing this in my head required the freeze tank and the meteor mech to completely switch places perfectly, which obviously is a thing you can't do. But never mind. It's not a big deal. I can just do this. And then you die from fire at the beginning of your turn. And now we have like a very considerable control of the field, right? There's 3 enemies up. We have the freeze tank free to do whatever it is we need it to do. Multiple enemies at only a single HP, which is great news for our squad, and yeah. Good stuff all around, really. So, hard for me to imagine a move I like better than that. Oh, right. Shit. And also fuck. Not being very thoughtful there. Just doing things in my head a little bit too fast. Okay. So... There we go. We'll just stack nautiloids at the bottom of the sea until they reach the surface. You know, on this difficulty, it would probably be for the best if I, did not just, like, oops, steal power from myself. Okay, that's not so good. That's basically an empty space, but +1 reactor is still very strong. Let's grab the +1 use here. Yeah, and then just keep on. We could potentially come back and do cold storage if that makes sense. But if we don't lose any more power, I'll be happy to just continue pushing forward here. Okay, kind of a lot of enemies off the bat. How do I take advantage of the way our enemies like to target? Try to lure something to here so that we don't really have to worry about it. Okay, that's pretty good. It's actually a baffling move. All right. We definitely have some problems with the way these boombots have clustered around this building. How are we going to deal with this? This is really bad. Looks like a really dense web of garbage here. So obviously, like, swapping this thing with the swap mech is not horrible. Like, I have to deal with this. I have to deal with that. I have to deal with both of the boombots, and it'd be really nice if I didn't just kill the boombots approximately where they are, causing us to take more building damage. However, I don't really see how we accomplish all of those things simultaneously. There's a couple of different ways that we could accomplish that move. All right, we could use the meteor mech firing here. We could use the swap mech. However we do it, it needs to maintain the ability for us to move this thing out of the way. So it really is best if we use the meteor mech for this. Probably. So that we can use a teleport to swap that thing more versatilely. And then, like, I am definitely thinking that maybe the move is this. We just accept that we're going to take a point of building damage from the explosions. Because the thing is, I'd have to push and kill both of them in order to not. And I don't think we have the resources to do that while also trying to save our buildings. So it doesn't really matter where we put the mosquito, just has to be somewhere else. I guess I'm... Oh no, I'm not going to take damage because this thing's going to kill the other starfish. Yeah, and then I think I am actually going to do that. So at the beginning of the enemy turn, we'll see some damage get spread around. These will take a hit, but... Really hoping to see that 16% kick on anytime now. Okay, sorry about that. So one thing we can do is we can swap you to here and have you free the other boombot for us. There's not really a great way to deal with this. I guess we can catch him on fire at least. And then that solves that boom bot. Okay, this thing's dead before it gets to attack again. Now, I don't necessarily love the boom bot being up here, but all right, well, that's a pretty easy solve. You just need to be positioned away. We can just buy you some time to burn out naturally. Yeah, that's all fine. You're dead already. You're dead in a nice innocuous place. And then yeah, just drop you somewhere where you're not doing any damage. Pretty handy. Damn, I was really hoping they were going to just stay adjacent to each other. Alright, so that's one problem solved. And then I started a bunch of fires on all of my other problems. I suppose there's something to be said for this as a strategy, you know? It's not very good, is it? Alright, so we're down 2 energy. Do I want to go cold storage? Or do I want to just go sub-zero range? I mean, I don't love kill 6 or fewer enemies, especially with robots in the mix. Robots die very easily. I think we're pretty likely to fuck that up. I'm going to take the sub-zero range. We're going to try our level best to protect these poor, stupid robots. This one can be a real challenge sometimes too. I'm not feeling super great about either of our options. I hate the fact that the Scions clearly know how annoying it is when they're frozen. Alright, well, feels to me like this is probably a good idea. Maybe I want to move first, though. Or maybe I don't want to move first. Hold on, maybe that's not right. Because you could just start some fires and freeze this guy at the same time. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then we can use the meteor mech in some other way. I mean, probably just to do that, right? So then what's your deal? You probably swap... As much as I want to swap an enemy into damage, swapping the Alpha Mosquito to where it's going to do 3 damage to the Flame Mech is probably bad practice. Just go block a spawn, I guess? You know what? I like this, actually. I would really like to be rid of that Scion pretty quickly if possible. All right, I appreciate the Scion not freezing itself. Pretty easy to just kill this thing. I think I'm fairly likely to do that. So we can start some fires with the flame mech. Just, yeah, shoot down here. You get teleported, although... not that many safe places to get teleported to, huh? Well, I guess once I've done this, there will be. Because now we can teleport him to here, where he will accomplish nothing. And then, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and spend one of these to get rid of this thing so I don't have to keep playing footsies with it. Wish that my robots had a little bit more of like a self-preservation instinct. You know, they just wanted to be like away from the enemies at all. I think we're going to spend our other Gemini missiles here because it's too good a shot to pass up. And then you have 5 movement. That seems fair. That's how that should work. Okay, good enough for me. All right, let's hope it wasn't a mistake not to refill the power before going on to the boss fight. Blobber Leader is definitely a high annoyance enemy. There's really no two ways about that. All right, are these blobs the ones that have 2 HP? Yeah, that's super annoying. All right. I feel like this shot's pretty great in terms of saving me a lot of trouble. But what from there? I mean, we could start some fires here, and then, like, how do I deal with... I think I'm just going to let the flame mech take damage here, because this is, I think, the right play. Right, and then I'd really like to be able to teleport the Blood Scion into a position where anything bad's going to happen to it, but I can't. So maybe I just... Well, you know what I can do? There we go. Put the damn thing to work a little bit. Do you not love the number of leapers? Okay. So we only have 4 enemies in completely disparate positions to worry about right now. Yeah, there's simply no way to make this work. We're going to take building damage here. The question is how much? Actually, hold on. No, we can... If I do this... Yeah, that deals with both of these together. And then we can... Oh no. We can't quite deal with these enemies. Both of these mechs can deal with the Alpha Leaper, this Alpha Leaper, and neither one of them can deal with that one. Unless... Alright, reset turn to make the exact same moves, but this time with a little bit of extra panache. There's not a fancy play that's really available here. I think I just do that. Alright, we have got to get some damage on this fucking blobber. Oh, you fucking asshole. Okay, that's actually great news. So... Shit. I need to push him down from this tile, but I actually can't get to a space where I can do that because the fucking Vulcan artillery doesn't... It targets like artillery. I can't shoot it into an adjacent tile. This is very grim indeed. Okay, so... Part of me really wants to have the swap mech just swap the 2 leapers at each other. But if I do that, how am I going to stop this thing from destroying the corporate tower? Actually, I guess that's a problem to be solved with the artillery mech. Maybe this is the Gemini shot? Okay, if I were to... If the flame mech's free, and we shoot this tile, setting this on fire and bumping these 2, then they both die to the fire damage before the Scion regeneration hits. Then we still have to deal with this problem, while also somehow doing a ton of damage to the blobber leader, and it really does have to be a huge amount. So I could swap these 2. That deals with that problem. And then that means that the meteor mech has to have somehow been the one that freed the flame mech from the Alpha Leaper. So maybe it's like... Maybe it's like this? It's not a huge amount of damage, but it's some. Yeah. Alright. So we do that. We move you to here. Get that push. You're both on fire, so that's solved. This teleportation takes care of that. And then this thing just has 3 HP left. Which is a lot to ask as far as killing it goes. We have to set it on fire, and then we have to hit it with the flame mech somehow. Okay, actually we got lucky. This is fine. They did not try very hard to evade us. Alright, so that dies from fire damage. This swap, yeah, okay. That could have gone wrong in a lot of ways. If that thing had just like moved to a more awkward spot, or this had tied up the fire mech or something. That felt real close to me. Real close to being a disaster. Okay. The burning mortar. You know, what we don't need is a thing that puts more fire on the ground, probably. So I think I actually am going to take this. Yeah. That feels a little silly, but... Sorry. Spend reputation first. Gosh, it's all artillery class all the time, huh? To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know if I do want any of these. I imagine I would probably use the repulse occasionally. Maybe? The thing that Science Mech's doing now is so valuable. We could pick up smoke bombs. No, you know what? I'm taking 3 reactors. We have one more island to get another piece of loot. Although... You know what? Maybe we just want to go to the volcanic hive now. I think I feel very powerful. Okay, let me install one, take this upgrade. What do we want to do with the other 2? Do I want to get... we don't need the other +1 range. This one, maybe? Maybe. The versatility, yeah, maybe. And then I go ahead and reinstall this and just get me back up to... do I want the use or the damage? Probably the use. I mean, we're going to be up against some pretty tough stuff here. +1 damage means you can do 5 damage to something straight up with the push. And that is an important damage threshold for dealing with some of the bullshit that we are going to have to deal with. I'm going to do it like this. Yeah, let's just go to the hive. I think we're at a really high power level right now. Yeah, I think we hit a spike. I think we could do this. So, as ever, no idea what makes sense to do here. You only have 3 movement. I'm not going to make it easy for you to grab one of us. Okay. It's not so bad. So... I mean, like, obviously pushing the Hornet leader down is funny. I don't know if it's actually good, though. So if I shoot the normal artillery shot right here, this thing is going to block a spawn and kill that thing. This one just goes in the ocean. And if I have already moved the alpha beetle, this would get pushed to a position of harmlessness as well. So maybe, well, sorry, that doesn't work, because then there's still going to be something in that position. Maybe I start a fire with the flame mech. Where are we going to put you? I think it's safe for me to be here. Just push you to there so you run off into the ocean. And then we just need to push this thing somewhere else, and it actually doesn't matter where. All of the spots that I can teleport it to are roughly identical in value, I think. I guess that's not true. This spot is slightly better than most. Alright, so we only have to worry about this thing for one more turn. I'm not sure if we should be eager for our aquatic life to feed on the Vex corpses. Like, that's gonna have effects that we are not going to be able to predict, is my concern. I definitely want to do this. We can just kind of watch this thing die at this point. I don't really have to think about that at all. Yeah, I think this is fine. So that Hornet leader is still at totally full menace level. And that is potentially not awesome. We have 3 other fresh enemies at full health here. Ugh, including a blobber. Okay. But a blobber that's not actually doing anything of value. Something to be said about that. I feel like that's pretty good. You're dead already. I can't really teleport this thing to a position that I'd be happy with it being in. Okay, I guess here's what we can do. We can give Adam a little boost. Yeah, I feel okay about that. We're all going to take a hit from the Scion, but I think that's fine. Alright, the fire seems somewhat unlikely to matter on these 2 extremely high health enemies. Cool, you're dead to a big fire. Alright, I appreciate that, like, Mother Earth showed up to the fight, and she's clearly on our side. All right. Phase 2 with full energy and enough grid defense that it's not unreasonable to think we'll get one defend. We'll get one resist at some point during the fight. It's not guaranteed, certainly, but it's, you know, reasonable at least. So all we have to do is figure out a way not to get hit like 5 times. Firefly Leader is a bit of a mixed blessing. Sometimes can be very useful. So how many actual threats are we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's tricky for sure. I mean, I want to drop the Firefly Leader on here really badly. Is that irresponsible, is the question. We are certainly not in any position to put somebody on top of that spawn space. So we're not going to be able to tentacle that away, which is a shame. All right, if we move you to here, well, shit, no, if we move you to here, you don't survive anyway. I was going to say that solves 2 problems, but it in fact does not. Getting rid of the Firefly Leader has to be a really, really high priority, right? It just has to be. So, like, I could stand here, lick the flame across there, big boss down. Then we have to figure out how to deal with... I think I'm just going to take a hit. I don't think I really have a choice. But we can drop some of these enemies into the drink. And we do this with this one. Oh, you can't get to... Oh, that's fine. I can get to here. But we can have this thing emerge on fire and also get you killed by falling rocks. And then this just takes out some buildings. It's not ideal, but it gets us a lot of control of the field. And, you know, like I said, there is a chance we'll get to see one of those resists. Not this day, obviously, but at some point, theoretically. Okay. Right? That seems like a winner. Oh, shoot. Sorry, what am I doing? You know what? I'm not going to use my reset. I'm just going to push you like that. This thing will do 1 damage to each of us, but then it'll die in the block. So this works fine. Yep, and the bomb. All right, hate a blobber very much, but they're a lot easier to deal with when there's only a couple enemies on the table in total. All right, is there any reason that I wouldn't just shoot here? I guess it's not super convenient to shoot there. Okay, we can do this. Do I want to give it... Do I want to let it live an extra turn in exchange for allowing a spawn to occur? I think I'm going to. Let's me set another space on fire too. There's a lot of... I think there's a lot of value. And then that thing can just explode harmlessly. Okay. So we have not enough HP to survive this. We definitely got to move the bomb. But the total amount of building damage we're taking now can't kill us. So we're pretty much in the clear. As long as I remember to move the bomb. How else? What else do we want to do? You ended up in a really awkward spot here. Like, there's this, I guess? Which saves that pylon. That thing's dead. I think we're just using the teleport mech to... Here, we'll reset so that we have a shield. Not that it matters, but that way I can take that damage that way. Alright, and then, yeah, you go in the drink. That is 2 damage, and nothing else happens. Oh, except we win the game. We do win the game a small amount. I guess that's worth noting. Yeah, all right. A bit sloppy yesterday, and if I'm honest, not my finest play today, but overall, pretty good. Take that, lone scarab. So the good news is the one squad that we have left, I believe is the one normal squad that we have left, I believe is very powerful. I remember being a big fan of the Rusting Hulks. They have a similar sort of like tick enemies down by 1 gimmick, but also they are smoking people constantly so that the enemies are losing their attacks. There's a lot to be said for that, I think. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're only 6 coins away from earning the secret squad, and obviously we have more than enough room to get those. So let's take a quick look at the Rusting Hulks. We may as well just go ahead and look at it now. Overpower your grid twice by earning or buying power when it is full. Obviously, that's a thing that happens to us a fair amount. Deal 12 damage with your electric smoke in a single battle. That's not super challenging, even at 1. Well, no, you probably need to be a 2 damage to get that. I was going to say 12 damage, 12 instances of an enemy standing in smoke is probably a lot for 1 battle. And then finally, take no mech or building damage in a single battle. So do 1 battle. This is a thing that we sometimes do. It'll be a lot easier when a fair number of the enemies are smoked out of being able to act, which is definitely where we're going. So here we have the jet mech. Note that just 4 base movement speed and also flying. The +2 mech HP is actually really relevant here because this thing ordinarily only has 2. And you can jump over 1 space, dropping a smoke bomb there. I think that plus range upgrade is way better than the plus damage upgrade. Be nice to get them both eventually, but you probably want the range one first. The rocket mech fires a 2 damage pushing artillery shell and also creates some smoke. So this is one of the artillery mechs that you really want to be sort of like mixing it up in battle, not just in the back row far away from everything. And then the pulse mech is an extremely simple, just shove everything adjacent to you mech. Obviously, the ability to push everything away from a square, pretty significant. It has turned out to be very relevant in the past. So yeah, I think it's a pretty powerful squad overall, and I have high hopes, which is to say, some embarrassing stuff is probably going to happen. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we're just going to smoke these Vec out. Maybe, you know what? Maybe a little bit of kindness is what they've needed all along. And we'll see you then.